These are 5 things I wish I knew moving to the Philippines. Let's go. The first point on the list would be getting an electric scooter. So the reason why is because, you know, I had to move up and down all day, and, you know, getting a jeepney or Ancas or Grab sometimes, especially during Christmas time, was very slow. So it really slowed down a lot of things. So getting a scooter, the one that I currently have, the one I use on my vlogs, they can be a little bit pricey. The one I have is currently 50K, but honestly, I saved myself so much money in the long term and a lot of time, which is very important. So if you come here and you have a bit of money saved, definitely get a scooter if you're going to be moving up and down. Unless you're living just in BGC, you can get the movers, which are just cheaper. They're a bit slower, but if that's what you want to do, yeah, you can do that. But I think having a scooter, it definitely solves a lot of your problems, and I wish I had one back in 2019. I think I got my one in 2020.
Can we take a picture?
Sure, of course, yeah, no worries at all, no worries at all. Hey, let me type it for you. Your phone, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Cool, guys, enjoy, have a good one. Have a good day.
Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Alright guys, got my pickup coffee, and we're gonna talk about the second point, things I wish I knew before coming to the Philippines. By the way, this is pretty sick. By the way, guys, I just love how I can just leave my shit all over the place. I can put my phone down, go somewhere, come back, and it'll still be there. Now, this only applies to BGC, of course, but you know, I'm here, so it's just so funny that you can just leave your stuff. I'm originally from Chile, so if you leave anything in Chile, especially in the capital, which is Santiago, you will get your shit stolen in 2 seconds. And they will do it right in front of you. They have no shame in Chile. And here you can leave your stuff and it'll still be there, you can relax. I mean, I wouldn't say relax, but you know, there's more chances that your stuff will still be there, you know? So be careful how much you spend, because this applies to everybody. Example, a rich person will spend more money, and then he will say something like, oh, I can't afford my lifestyle. Of course, because you're spending more money. So it's the same thing here. If I come here to Philippines and I'm spending so much money because everything is cheap, it goes the same way, because I'm spending more money now. Just because everything's cheaper does not mean I'm spending less. I'm actually spending more. So it's a big issue. When you come here, just be careful how much you spend. So coming here, don't treat it as if you have dollars or euro. Treat it as if you're using peso. So the problem is, I came here and I'm so guilty of this. I'll go to a store, something will be 1,000 pesos. And in my head, I'm just like, oh, that's so cheap. That's like $20. So, or another example would be, I will go to get a massage in 2019, and massage places are extremely cheap for me. They're like 500 pesos, 400 pesos. In Ireland, it will cost you like 5K to get a massage for an hour. So what happens is, you start getting massages every week, and then you end up spending the same money as if you're in Ireland. So the whole thing is pointless. Now, you get more out of it, but it doesn't change the fact that you're spending the same amount of money. So you do have to be careful when it comes to that. Now, this next point is something I already knew, but it became more real being here. So I get treated here in the Philippines more like a half Filipino. A lot of people think I'm half Filipino, or they come up to me and start talking to me in Tagalog. And it's funny because, you know, I don't speak Tagalog. So I just kind of pause and tell them, sorry, I don't speak Tagalog. So, but, you know, as a foreigner coming here, don't abuse it, right? Just because you're a foreigner doesn't mean you're better than anybody else, right? So just, you know, enjoy the country and the culture. Now, that being said, there's ups and downs, right? So the ups is you get treated differently in a good way. And the downside is that, you know, more chances for you to get scammed or people take money from you. Now, it doesn't happen often at all. Actually, for me, it barely happens. The only time I've seen it is in taxi drivers. That's about it. And I don't understand why people get so mad about taxi drivers. I love taking taxis. They're so cheap. And a lot of people complain saying, well, they don't turn on the meter. So my answer to that is, well, if they don't turn on the meter, get off the taxi and find a new one, right? So whenever I get into a taxi, if they don't turn on the meter, I just start laughing. Kuya, turn on the meter, please. And if they don't, I just laugh and I get off, right? But I mean, that's about it, honestly. Like, now I don't know if vloggers get these feelings, but I'm gonna give you a perspective of somebody who started vlogging. So when people look at me, I get very self-conscious, because in my head, they're thinking, this is cringe. And they're thinking, oh, he thinks he's better than us because he's vlogging his life. He probably thinks his life is so much better. And in my head, I'm thinking, guys, I'm cringing as much as you are. And first of all, my life is probably no better. So I'm just like, oh, this is so cringy. I feel like, you know, in my head, I'm thinking, trust me guys, I'm not better. I'm cringing as bad as you are. So yeah, it's just a weird dynamic. So yeah, comment below, what do you think when you see a vlogger going by? What do you feel? Because I feel cringe, man. I feel so much cringe because they think I have a better life, or I'm better, or I'm famous. I'm just chilling, guys. I'm just telling some of my stories or what I think about. And it's just a very, very weird dynamic. I forgot what I was gonna say. Because when you're on your own, you get all the cringe. And when you vlog with different people, you separate the cringe and everybody gets equal cringe. So when you're vlogging with friends, it just feels so much better because, you know, you're just sharing it and you're getting all the cringe all together and you're just embracing the cringe. And it's so much better to vlog with people, man. I hate vlogging on my own, but you know, I'm getting used to it. Now, if you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses, 2 reasons, to be completely honest. The first one, I have very sensitive eyes to the light. So if I take off my glasses, I can't see shit. I'm basically blind. The second reason is good to avoid eye contact with people while you're vlogging. So for somebody like me that just started vlogging, I don't want to be vlogging and stare at people's eyes. They can't see my eyes. So it's a good way, it's a good disguise. But it's mainly for the light. I just saw a girl and a guy on a date. And when they said goodbye, they did a half-ass hug. They were not sure whether they should kiss or hug. That was proper cringe. Guys, you know what? We're gonna take a little turn twist to this vlog. Do you like cringe? Because I get cringe a lot. When I see somebody embarrassing themselves, I get their cringe and their cringe gets, you know, passed to me. Second-hand cringe. What do you guys feel about it? Comment below. Do you like cringe or not? Because I love it. I live for cringe, man. I love cringe. Now, one thing that really surprised me coming to the Philippines, I love anime. And I realized that everybody else here likes anime as well. There's animes that I used to watch when I was a kid, right? And when I was living in Ireland, people don't watch anime. And coming here, everybody watches the same animes that I used to watch when I was a kid, which is amazing because, you know, you can relate now. And I have a tattoo on my arm. It's a One Piece tattoo. And when I came here to the Philippines, everybody was like, oh, One Piece, hey, it's Luffy. And I was very surprised. Now, guys, I am 29 years old, right? And if you watch anime in Ireland, honestly, you kind of get laughed at a little bit. Now, nobody laughs at me because I'll punch them in the face. But for some people, they get laughed at, right? But I love anime. I think anime is amazing. They have the best storylines. And for some reason in Europe, it's just not seen as a cool thing. But in here, you know, people love it. Now, guys, if you happen to live in BGC and you want to hang out, send me an email, send me a DM. I'm down to chill with cool people. As long as you're not a weirdo and you want weird things, then yeah, it's all good, man. Also, tomorrow I'll be boxing, doing some sparring with one of my friends that just came from Guam. So that's gonna be interesting. Let's see how good he is. Maybe I'll get my ass kicked in video. So yeah. Yeah, there it is, guys. The tree with no lights. I guess they turn it on in the evening time. Should I do vlogs at night and see how things are? Right? That being said, I don't know if you guys noticed, I speak very fast. And that's usually me speaking slow. So I started adding subtitles to the videos. I don't know if you guys noticed, but every video is gonna have subtitles because I know I speak fast and I mumble a lot of my words. So hopefully you can appreciate that. And I think it's better, right? So I had this idea for my channel to do challenges. Example, how to learn how to do a handstand in 1 week. Learn how to do a backflip in 1 week. Stuff like that. That makes me want to learn new things, new skills. I call them useless skills that you don't need, but they look pretty cool. So I want to kind of do that kind of content where it challenges me to do new things, to go out and just try stuff, you know. Let me know what you want me to learn and I will attempt it. And if I find it interesting, I will do it. Now, guys, if you're a foreigner and you're planning to stay here long term, get yourself a GCash credit card. It's the best thing. Thank me later, guys. I love GCash, man. I think it's the best thing ever. And I'm surprised that all the countries don't have it. I love it. I use GCash all the fucking time. I don't even use my credit card from Ireland because what happens is if I try to withdraw money from my credit card, I get charged 250 pesos per transaction. It's mental. And I can buy plane tickets with GCash. I can travel around. I can withdraw anywhere. And it's perfect. Now, more questions for you guys. Do you prefer Uptown or do you prefer High Street? Because honestly, I don't really find Uptown too cool. I actually like High Street more. There's more of a vibe in High Street. More people walking by. You can do a lot of people watching, you know, judge people, because that's what we like to do. Everybody likes to judge people, right? Alright guys, I hope you liked the video. I'm here with my friend Salim. We're gonna get something to eat. Today was more of an informative video, talking about, you know, some things I wish I knew before coming to the Philippines. So yeah, comment below what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.
Mabuhay.